All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Divide Nations Season 2. My name is Jordan. This is Zahn, Jerome, and Akeem. And today's topic is ride sharing. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do we care about taxis? Is it unfair for taxis?
And maybe you guys can clarify this for me. The problem that taxis have with this is what? What's the main problem
they are taxed?
They're regulated and Uber is not.
Yeah. Okay.
They have to pay a hefty sum every month or every year, and Uber does not.
And they need to have the plates to do it.
And the reason why
that's the regulation.
Yeah.
And the reason why Uber is not regulated is because it's not considered a taxi service.
Yeah, they're ride sharing, and every time they get busted for something, they always change their category. It's like they're always loopholing it.
Price wise, it's cheaper because taxis have to have a flat rate before they even start putting the meter on. It's like in Toronto is like $4.25 is like the flat rate first before the meter even starts.
I think
running.
they actually just dropped it by $1.02.
Oh, okay. Still flat rate.
Yeah. So it's a flat rate. Uber's just based on distance.
Yeah.
Uber's significantly more convenient and nicer cars and it's cheaper. So there's so many reasons to use Uber over taxis.
Apparently, there's no tipping.
There is no
either.
tipping. Yeah.
Yeah.
No money exchanges hands with your Uber driver.
Couldn't you tip through your app or credit card?
Yes, you could, but you don't have to do it. Like, I don't have to be in the car with you and go.
Yeah, you're not like it's like
I guess
I'm
giving you $10. Like, I don't have to give you anything. It's just like, thank you for the ride. I don't even have to tell you if I'm going to rate you nice or not. I can do that later on, right? So I could hate it, say nothing to you, get out and 1 star, right? Like, and I actually agree with it. I like that. I think it's a good thing. Like, they're trying to regulate it to make it an actual service. The moment they do that, I think it's going to just basically turn into a taxi. They're going to start saying, well, instead of just paying distance, now we want you to give tips, I guess, to cover these extra expenses.
I'm not sure. Prices will go up if they regulate it, and they will regulate it, I guess, here in Toronto. But I don't think prices will go up. I don't think anything else will change. The concept of Uber, I think, is different in that you choose the car, you rate the driver, other people can see it. Whereas taxis, it's just a faceless person that comes in, picks you up. Like, if you forget something in the car, it's gone. Whereas in Uber, like, you know who that was and all the details.
Yeah, you have a higher chance of getting it back.
Yeah. So it's more personable.
It's Uber X that's getting regulated. I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I just see it. It's a better system. Like, there's rating systems in place. I know how much I'm going to pay before I even get in the car. Like, before I even actually request it, it'll tell me how much I'm going to pay.
Yeah.
A taxi, you and I could both take a taxi from the exact same spot. You paid $30. I paid $45 because my guy took a different route. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about
danger pay.
Yeah.
Just picked up like a.
But I shouldn't have to worry about, I don't know how much this ride's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to go in with a surprise like that.
And then at the end, I'm like, what the hell?
I've had that where the taxi driver purposely takes a different route, and I know exactly where I'm going, and then I told them the route to take, and they still take a different route. And Uber, at least, you're paying for this amount regardless of the route that they take. That's one of the bigger benefits. They're coming, you know where they are, you can time it, you'll know when they'll be there to pick you up. The taxi is just like, we'll be here between this and this, and all this foolishness. So,
and if they're bad, like the Uber driver doesn't come when he says he's going to come, or is rude to you in the ride, you're probably not going to be an Uber driver for very long because their rating will be so low that
no one takes it.
Oh, I've had a bad Uber driver before as well, where he didn't pick us up and picked somebody else up as a fare and started charging us still while he had the other fare there. So he's doing something that we called immediately and that guy's done.
Yeah.
Really?
So, and that's what it should
accountability,
be,
right? Yeah. But I think every single type of service that Uber offers, or the type of service, is better than taxis. But I do think it's unfair for taxis because they have to pay that hefty tax, which Uber's drivers don't. But like, the government will never do without that money.
Yeah, the real solution is to be unregulated taxis.
Yeah. If they unregulate taxis, then let the market choose. Taxis are going to die off unless they change, but I think we should let the market choose. Like, more power to the people.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of places in the States, especially, are voting are siding with Uber.
Yeah.
Like, taxi industry has to die because, in general, I don't think many people actually enjoy the taxi industry. Like,
No,
it's just
nobody.
it's never been a good experience for like anyone. The technology is so far behind. Like Uber's had like that app since day one. They didn't survive without the app.
Yeah.
They're never like a phone service. You always had just the app over cars.
It's so stupid. Calling in an operator and they have to call someone and someone's like, oh, they'll be here in 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm downtown.
Or
why-
waving
Yeah,
down
you're
a
trying
taxi.
to hail down a taxi.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they ask where you're going. And if it's not, far enough for them to get a fare,
Oh, they kick you out?
they're done. Like,
Or yeah, I've had it even where a taxi was dropping someone off. I asked him to go somewhere, and he's like, "That's out of my jurisdiction."
So this is
Like,
this is
what?
where Uber wins for me. Is like on hot days in the summer, they'll deliver food like ice cream and shit.
Yes,
Taxis don't do that stuff.
taxis should have thought of that years ago. With the amount of taxis that are out there, it would be so easy to do. On a day that it's slow, you know how many deliveries they could get done? Like go to McDonald's and pick up something. Like
How much you pay for that?
I have no idea.
and it's not necessarily like. I feel like a lot of the bad stuff with the taxis is because it's so regulated. The company
I
is
think-
run badly. That
I
the
think
drivers
it's old
are,
and they've never improved.
yeah.
Over the course of, 10, 20 years? Nothing has changed.
So, like, obviously, if I was driving a taxi and you're saying, oh, I'm just going around the corner, compared to somebody else that would probably pay more to go downtown, who am I going to choose, right?
No, yeah, it's not their
So-
fault. It's their system. So
Yeah.
I think Uber or whatever, all the other, Lyft, they're innovating, and so taxis need to adapt or die.
Yeah.
As with a lot of jobs, unfortunately, but
and take the competitiveness out of it. Like taxi driver, like whipping around, making a U-turn in the middle of an intersection just to get that one fare.
Oh god, I think
Hey.
that's another part of it. It's like all the people around taxi drivers. Like as soon as you hit a road, you taxi driver, like God, just let him get out of the way.
So you don't want to get anywhere near them. 'cause
Always
you
cutting
don't know
people
if
off.
he's
They're
gonna-
just in general just asshole drivers.
Yeah.
They got to get as many people in and out as
just like
possible.
tow trucks.
Yeah, tow trucks are just as bad.
Really?
Oh yeah, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
they, like first one there gets the car.
Oh.
Ultras.
I've seen tow truck drivers fight.
Really?
Again,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's
guess.
crazy.
Take it out. Like Uber, there's no competitiveness. If you and I are both Uber drivers, I have nothing to do with what your fares are. You get sent for a fare. I get sent for a fare. I don't know how many fares you're doing. You don't know how many fares I'm doing, right? Like
Yeah.
you doing more fares doesn't take away from me. Like
Yep.
So do you think if Uber does get regulated, you don't think anything will change? Do you think the
Other
taxi
than the
industry?
fare will
I-
go up.
I think the
even if
fare
it
will
goes
go up.
the experience is still better with Uber.
Yes.
Do you think that taxis will still complain?
yes,
Unless they change to be more like Uber.
Yeah.
But
I don't see that happening.
if they don't change,
they would have to fire half the people that
exactly.
work for them.
It doesn't matter if Uber gets regulated; people are still going to use Uber just because
Because it's a better experience.
Exactly.
And we've seen people pay more for better experience. Almost all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's more expensive, you'll pay for a better experience. If
Mhm.
Netflix tomorrow went to $30 and it was comparable to your cable company, I still think a lot of people
I'd
will still
pay
use
for it.
Most
But-
people would.
Yeah.
Well, like because Netflix has gone up right a couple times, so and people still pay for it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just more convenient. It's easier. To
It's
use.
yeah.
It's a better experience.
That's why old technology needs to fight with innovation. Uber, internet TV, whole bunch of stuff. Robotics.
And like the only I don't know what is going on behind the scenes with the taxi companies, but why can't they change their own?
Too costly. Same reason why the US wouldn't go to Celsius instead of sticking with Fahrenheit. It's too costly to change all that.
I guess.
It's a very developed system. They've thrown millions, if not billions of dollars into
But they
that
were the
system.
only. There was no other.
competition.
There's no competition.
Yeah.
So
And they've had it good for a long time.
Yeah.
And they want to grasp onto that. And they're hanging by a thread, but they're still trying to grasp on.
Spend the money to change if you want to stay in the game. Spend that money to change.
Spend the money to change. You had a monopoly over something where you didn't have to spend any extra money. You just keep doing what you're doing for 30, 40, how many years.
Yeah.
And now there's this new untested, unproven system that's popular, but and again, it's in its fledgling stages. you don't want to change just to compete with that. You're like, I've been here since the beginning.
Yeah, in your point of view.
Why do I have to change?
I've been
Shut
this way
that
for
down.
50 years. Why do I have to change for this new guy? Same reason with oil companies and Tesla, right? Why do I have to change my thing? I've made big engine cars for the last 100 years. What the hell is this new thing coming along for?
Yeah.
Same thing. Innovation is key.
So
Let's get these
So
dinosaurs.
really, there's
out
nothing
of
to
here.
side, like, even with the fact that taxi drivers are being, or the taxi industry is regulated, it's still, they can still change their shit.
Yeah.
There's still stuff they could do even while being regulated to make them a better service.
I don't think we should wipe out the taxi industry. I just think the taxi industry should change because they have a lot of the infrastructure set up already to handle that kind of service.
Yeah.
Just modify your service. I understand, yes, you're the bully on the playground and everyone else is below you, but modify your service. You could put Uber out if you did it
But
properly.
yeah, Uber has done a lot of things right from the beginning. Some of the taxi cars, they're dirty, they're filthy. Like
Yeah.
it's going to cost a lot for them to change, and
They
I don't
shouldn't.
think-
They shouldn't even have to change just to compete with Uber.
just be a better service.
There should be a better service in general. Just change with the times. Like riding a taxi now is the same as riding a taxi in 1990. Like
Yeah.
it hasn't changed. It still has a fare. Maybe the amount it starts at is different, but they still have that same little box on there with the little ticker on it. And
A little brainstorming thing. You've taken Uber before, right? And have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
No.
So I haven't taken either. But what does Uber not do well that you think taxis should adopt to help them get an edge on top of Uber? Is there anything you can think of? Or Uber has just basically done everything
Uber's
right?
doing things right. Like ride sharing in general, Lyft, Uber, UberX, all of them they know what people want now.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
you can't beat that price. You can't beat the convenience. You just pay through the app. I don't have to worry about like change. I don't have to worry about carrying cash on me. I don't have to worry about anything. I had a driver give me water when I sat in the car.
Wow.
I've had people saying that whenever they take Uber, the person has candy
Yeah.
in the car.
Wow.
It's good service.
That's really good service.
Yep. Okay, let's say, playing devil's advocate, if Uber was more expensive than taxis,
Yeah.
which one would you choose? Let's say
It depends on how much
10% more.
10% more?
Yeah.
Still do it.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
probably do it too.
Yeah.
That'd
Just
be
the way the
so
experience
service.
has been.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I get in a taxi and I'm just kind of like, I tell the guy where I need to go, and I feel like I just sit there and wait till he stops and I get out.
Yeah.
With Uber, you get in the car, it's like you want to know, like you want to talk to the person, like you're like, hey, what's going on? How long have you been doing this
I
for?
don't know if I want
You
to
hate
talk
society.
about
That's why
So
you get
do
a bad
I.
rating.
That's probably why you get a bad rating. But you're talking to the person, you don't feel like I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just taking where I need to go, and I'm getting out. You can actually talk to the person, and you don't feel awkward. Like I'm not saying you have to go and tell them your whole life story, but when the taxi driver he says some things to you, and you're just like, yeah, okay. You're looking around. Are we there yet? Like,
I've had some good taxi drivers, but I've had a lot of bad
Yeah,
taxi
they're-
drivers. So, like,
they're few
I'm
and far
already coming into that taxi with just
A negative.
negative attitude because I've been, what's the term?
Tainted.
Tainted before I get. I don't know.
They need to completely rebrand.
Yeah.
but
I think at this point.
here's the problem I have is like if you get into a taxi and you get that bad experience,
Yeah.
there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
You could go and call and complain and go, the taxi who had this number, this is his taxi number, this is the plate number.
Yeah.
He was horrible, he swore at me, he tried to jip me off. Okay, so we'll look into it. You don't know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it. The guy gets the next fare when he's the closest to
Yeah.
whatever dispatch tells him.
On Uber, the guy says something offensive to you, he does something really ridiculous. You rate him a bad rating, other people rate him a bad rating.
He's done.
Not an Uber driver.
Sometimes they're just done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, there's
They
a
don't
guy
even-
that kicked two men out of his car because they kissed in the back. He's like,
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Good.
and then they told Uber, and that guy's fired.
Good.
Like, it's
Right? Immediate repercussions. For all you have to do is just be polite. If someone's doing something outrageous, yes, you can complain. But for something simple like just making out in your car, like unless they've damaged your car or something like that, then it's not really that big of a deal. If you've got that much personal issues with people doing that stuff, you probably shouldn't be an Uber driver to begin with. But if you do complain about something like that or do something, there's repercussions. You can't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like a taxi driver can. He can be an asshole to you. Like, I'm not. Yeah. You could get him to talk like, hey, how you doing? Fuck off. Stop talking to me. I'll get you where you need to go. Where are you going? He can say that to you.
Yeah.
And there's no repercussions.
I'm late for an airport.
Yeah.
To go to the airport. I'm not waiting another 40 minutes for another taxi. I gotta handle it.
True. That's a good point.
And that's what I'm like. It comes back to accountability. Like, from a taxi driver's perspective, a lot of it is just, I'm here to drive a car from here to here. I don't care about you. I don't care how your experience is. I got you there. That's it. At least at Uber, people are like, you know what?
They're like business owners, basically.
Right.
I have to treat customers well, otherwise I won't have a business
I won't have any more customers. Taxi guy's like, I don't care what Akeem thinks. I drive him to the airport. There's someone at the airport who needs to drive back.
Innovation.
We're all pretty much on the same side.
Yeah.
Like,
No, actually, I hate Uber.
Really?
No.
What?
I've never taken it.
Would you go?
I think they're all.
What?
They're,
Would you? Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're all, but they're all gonna be done in like 5 years, anyways.
Yeah, so like you said, like we shouldn't get rid of taxis, but it's not someone saying, "Oh, let's flip a switch and get rid of taxis." No, it's the market decides taxis are going to die off when they run out of money, run out of lobbyists.
I think he was talking more about like self-driving cars.
Yeah, the guy who owns Uber offered Tesla to buy like, all 500,000 cars he makes in 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
So you get all
self-driving.
self-driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he get rid of people, that's a huge cut of money out. So either way, I think
Yeah,
both.
no, I'm for that.
I think, and I'm completely for that too. I think self-driving drive sharing is fucking fantastic. So I think like taxis should just die off because people need to learn good fucking manners, and we need to update. And then two, the other one is
Self-driving cars are just
self-driving cars are gonna
improve
just take off
society
people.
by tenfolds.
Yeah, so it's a win-win either way for everybody because eventually no one will
Well,
be driving us.
A lot of jobs will be lost. A lot of economies will be. You might lose your job in the process because a lot of taxi drivers lost their jobs, but that's another story. That's another point.
There's a game about this where
Economics.
No, like you're the last actual living taxi driver, and you're trying to compete with
Crazy
all
Taxi?
these. No, this is like some new game I saw the other day, and you just have to make as much money to be relevant to the company compared to like the self-driving cars.
Okay, you have to find that link, and we'll post it down the description.
Yeah,
And I want to see
Good
this.
game.
Yeah,
Can you run like the self-driving cars off the road and stuff?
I don't know. I didn't play it, but
Oh, if it was like Burnout and Crazy Taxi.
Oh
my God. $1 million
That would be
idea.
amazing. That would be amazing.
And Grand Theft Auto. All
Yes.
three.
Yes.
Run out, bash the other car,
Yes.
run back in, pick up your fare. I like this. We need to make a game
We
together.
need to make a game. I think that's the game.
Oh man. Okay, so what are your thoughts on ride sharing and taxis and all this kind of fun stuff? Do you think taxis should be fair for them? Should they have an opportunity to be in the
Innovate.
market?
Yeah.
I guess.
Or should they go the way of Blockbuster?
Or should we just get rid of them? Like, are they just done?
That's a good point.
I think pretty much what you're saying.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Like and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
And like and subscribe.
Yes.
Would you take an Uber?
I don't care if I have to drive. I just don't want to be in a car with someone else.
But if you had
see,
a
you're like me. You don't want to talk. Like I don't like talking.
I don't want to be in the
people, so-
vicinity of other people.
But if you had a choice and you had to take either Uber or a taxi,
Uber, of course.
Yeah.
Season 2!